feeling.
I've seen it somewhere before, though.
All right, guys, we are live. Hello, everyone. I'm Jack Fisher. Welcome to my world and welcome to my live stream. I got two of my guests, Agent-G and Thunder. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm Thunder. I've been on this podcast for years.
Oh, that's a nice start.
Pauses everything.
Yeah, I'm Agent-G. You can find me on Twitch. I'm a variety streamer, plus I've been into comics since I was like probably, I think the first, before I could even really read.
Same here.
I think my first comic I bought was the Spider-Man comic back in the day, and pretty much been reading them and collecting them ever since.
Cool. Thunder?
I've been a comic fan ever since I started watching the X-Men Evolution series.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
Pretty much from there. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was a good series. I like that
Oh,
one.
no, yeah. We could probably do a whole stream about that.
I assume so.
Yeah, we will definitely do. Let's definitely put that on the
I
docket.
already see like 20 minutes is like Spike bashing, because what the hell was that character?
Just 20 minutes? Seriously? I think we could do better than that. Let's not sell ourselves short. But
Or is that like called gender bent marrow?
oh yeah, that sounds about right. But and other thing I just want to put up. I think I mentioned this on Twitch, but G, you and I have known each other for what, like 20 years? We used to chat, and this is going to age us. We used to chat in AIM chat rooms, like, America Online.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah, I don't miss that, but at the same time, that's kind of, that's how I met my first girlfriend. That's how I met a lot of friends, including you. So yeah, we've been, we've known each other.
Went from AIM, then went from Messenger, then now Discord.
Oh,
Yep.
God, can anybody actually remember Messenger?
I
I
can.
used it after AIM.
I was just like, no, I don't go on that. There was a massive scare, and they were like, "Oh, don't go in chat rooms, don't go in this."
Yeah. Most of the chat rooms I went into were just ads for. Eventually, they all just became ads for shit, and now.
Yeah, that's pretty much when everyone left.
Yeah, it does seem to be the case. When something is bombarded by ads, then that's the beginning of the end right there.
Then again, I only use Messenger for like, talking, between me and one other person.
Yeah. Well, that's why kind of Discord has been helpful in the sense that you can do more than just talk. You can also share screens, live stream games. It works great with Twitch.
Net form and streaming site of sorts as well at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
Yep. Yeah, I'm still kind of working.
There used to be something before this people used to use. I forget what it was though.
TeamSpeak?
It was really good for streamers used it a lot, but after the Discord came along, they were like, "This is actually way better quality, so we're going to switch to this."
Okay.
There was TeamSpeak, but you had to pay for that.
Yeah.
It was a free one, I think. I'm thinking of.
It might have been called something else.
But you pay for it on the phone.
Like, I'm talking like days when like Vanos Gaming was like first showing up, and like all those guys.
Oh.
Like in you could hear the poor mic quality and all that stuff when streamers were first a thing.
Yeah. Did any of you guys ever go to that? There was that speed running website, that speed demo archive, I think it was called. Remember when that was like a 2006 through I think 2012. That was usually the site. It was kind of like a secondary YouTube for a while. I don't know if you ever.
I can see that, but yeah, that's because like for speed running, you need like actual visual proof of actually doing it.
Yeah. I used to go to that place, but back when I think this was like one of my relatives had a broadband internet connection, like that back when that was fairly uncommon, and I would whenever I go there, I would just spend a lot of time downloading stuff from Speed Demo's archive, like looking at. I was like fascinated by Punch Out. Yeah, Punch Out Zelda.
I was just thinking of dial-up then for some reason.
Yes, the days of dial-up. I do not miss those.
No, I don't miss those either. I don't care what anyone says. The old internet kind of sucked.
It did. Like it took like so long just to download 1 minute.
It kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And like if you use the internet, you can't get a phone call in.
Yeah.
Everyone had landlines back then.
Yeah.
Actually, it would work today technically because everyone's got a mobile phone.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, because
now we use like fiber optics for internet, which is way better.
Disconnect after a certain amount of time as well.
Yeah, exactly. I do actually remember that. Like, I don't know if it was the same for everywhere, but sometimes if you would try to use dial-up internet while someone else was on the phone, you'd hear part of that conversation. You could hear them.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, that sometimes you would end up eavesdropping on conversations you didn't want to eavesdrop on.
When we had that, we had to schedule things in of when someone could actually, like, our parents limited us how long we could be on the internet for.
Yeah, same here. It was like from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Those were the hours, the only hours I was allowed online, because not because of anything, just because we needed the phones free.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, it got to a point where my parents, they just caved and got a second phone.
Texting wasn't a thing. So.
Nope.
Well, it just took ages to come back.
Yeah, for a while, but texting sucked because it was actually text. They used to charge a lot more for just one text message before they kind of went unlimited.
Oh, God, I remember when not having a contract for my phone. Oh my God, the amount I went for about 20 quid in less than a week.
That's I don't know what the currency exchange is on that, but that sounds excessive. Yeah, I didn't really start texting until I got my first. My first smartphone was like a Palm. I don't know if anyone remembers Palm OS.
I'm looking that up. That's about 25.31 USD. So
yeah,
that's roughly about $5 more.
Yeah, but that's still a lot for some tech for texts. So yeah,
especially when back in I want to say 99 when that was really taking off.
Yeah,
or early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I remember how big they were.
Yeah, but I'll never forget when I first felt the internet speeds when I went to college. Oh my God, that was like magic. That was incredible. Like, I don't think people underappreciate what it was like going from dial-up internet to the T1 lines they had in my college dorm. That was, I remember the first time I was in college there. I mean, the dorm was awful, but my God, I was willing to tolerate it for those high speeds.
I'm so glad I did computing when the year after they got the upgrade PCs, because they were just literally ancient.
Yeah.
We upgraded to Dell. That was the good one at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know what they had, but it was old.
Dell's still work.
They had the floppy drive still in it. I was like, oh my.
Floppy drives. Oh man, I don't think there's probably a sizable bunch of people who don't even know what that is. They may think that's something dirty if you tell them.
Do you remember the original? I think they were like paper sort of.
Oh, I know, the really thin, really large ones.
Yeah, they look kind of. Yeah.
You put it in, you get that little lever to lock it in.
Yes, I remember those.
They used to go well with the first Apple computer. Cool.
Yeah, and I remember they used to have some games on those. Like they used to put Oregon Trail and stuff and Space Invaders on.
There was like I remember there was someone like used to have that stuff, and some of the games he had were like a G.I. Joe one where you had like switch them out every now and again.
Oh man.
Does anybody remember the old cassette games you used to have to plug into the keyboard?
I've seen those.
I'm not joking. It was an old tape cassette thing. You put it in the keyboard, put it down, press play, hold commands on the keyboard, and it would load. It would take ages to load, but they were good.
That sounds like something before the '83 crash in gaming. That's probably something most people don't know, but there were a bunch of conflicting old video game systems like pre-Nintendo, and then there was a huge crash in the '83 that like all those systems went away. I think one of them was that system you're describing, Thunder.
The first two systems we had growing up was first the Atari 2600, because that was my uncle's that he gave to us. And after that was something called the ColecoVision.
I've heard of ColecoVision.
And then after that was the Nintendo and regular systems.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know my friends had some of those, but we didn't get the first system I ever got was an NES. So that was my first video game system. And will always be near and dear to my heart. Although I loved it, but one game in particular would always put me in a terrible mood. That game was Battletoads. You knew what it was before I even said it.
Literally, that's on my screen right now. Like I was looking for stuff, like I see, like what was he talking about? I was about to throw that in there.
It was actually in the keyboard.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm pretty sure I never forget. Actually, I was playing that game with one of my neighbors, and it was that third level that we were always struggling on. And I remember this.
One?
Yeah, the bike one. I remember this one time where I got so
one.
far, I thought I think I was about to end it, and then I hit the last ramp. I threw the controller down, and I just stomped around him. And I was only like 8 at the time, and that was the biggest tantrum. I'd never thrown a tantrum like that over a game, and I'm lucky I didn't break anything.
Yeah, I think the only reason I managed to finish that game back in the day was because we had a Game Genie for like infinite lives or something.
Yes, Game Genie was such a godsend. That was the only way you could even attempt to play a game like that.
Although apparently there's a teleport in that first bike level, and I found it by accident a few years back when I played the rare collection. I was like, going through Battletoads, I was like, all right, and then suddenly I teleported like halfway through the game. Like, what the fuck was this in the game the entire time?
Yeah. I think the thing is, because we didn't have the internet back then, I didn't learn about that until, who here remembers the magazine Nintendo Power? Anybody remember that?
Oh yeah, I used to have that.
Yeah, it wasn't until I saw a copy of that had like that Battletoads teleport cheat that's when I was like, really? That was there the whole time? How the hell are we supposed to figure this out? And yeah.
Although I stopped playing that because it's on my Xbox, but I stopped playing because I got the one level with this. Was it? You're on that little bike thing. There's a ball chasing you, and you have to like do these corners at pixel perfect timings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm
if
getting
you fuck up once, you immediately die.
Yeah, I'm getting pissed off just thinking about how frustrating that game was. But the weird thing is,
that game was co-op. You cannot play it co-op because the friendly fire's off.
Yeah. The one thing actually, I actually one of the reasons I also mentioned Speed Demo Archives is apparently some people have been able to beat Battletoads in 11 minutes, like the whole game, 11 minutes.
There's got to be another teleport then.
Yeah. Yeah. Speedrunners, they make the games look. I mean, I remember some of these games were so frustrating, and yet here these speedrunners just going through it like in the same time it takes to watch a rerun of Robot Chicken.
I get pissed off when I see these guys doing Dark Souls with like nothing on them, like totally naked with just like maybe a club and just going right through the entire game in 2 hours. So I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. Did you see that speedrun? This one guy, he played through the entire Dark Souls without getting hit.
What?
Like there was this guy who. It's seriously a guy who did a whole run. I hate him. Yeah, I hate him too. I was like, no way. And I think I might have watched almost like an hour and a half of that stream. I'm like, I got to stop watching this. I'm just going to get too upset. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, but I know it's just jealousy, but my God, the skill some of these speedrunners have, it's insane. So
also the fact that they probably spend like way too much time on the game just to get muscle memory for it.
Yeah, because. Yeah, I think one guy who was speedrunning Contra, I think he played it like 5,000 times. Yeah. He literally kept track. I can't remember. I can't imagine.
On stream actually. I played the original Contra on stream not too long ago, and it's like I went through it and I was like, oh, this game's actually like a lot shorter than I thought it was because I did it in like an hour and a half.
Yes.
I am actually watching a speedrunner currently at the moment. He's on Factorio. He's trying to 100% it in under 4 hours.
Wow.
Set the world record.
You can 100% that game?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
surprising. So I thought it was like Satisfactory where it just keeps going and going and going.
Do one of two things. You can launch a rocket. The time to beat is about 1 hour, under 1 hour and 21 minutes, or 100% it, which is under 4 hours and 21 minutes. He's gotten close several times, but still hasn't been able to do it.
That's insane.
Eventually.
But yeah, but at the same time, I do like watching speedruns that kind of raise the bar for what it shows. Hey, these games can be beaten. Like when I started watching speedruns of like Legends of Zelda and Super Mario Bros., I'm like, wow, that just kind of because I think it helps that when you've actually beaten those games, it does help. Like I've actually beaten Super Mario Bros. I've actually beaten Legends of Zelda, so I don't get quite as upset when I see a speed run of it. So I don't know. Maybe if that's common for that's a psychological thing, but yeah, when I watch someone speedrun Battletoads, I get irrationally angry. But now we talk a lot about speedrunning, and I don't want to get too upset reminiscing on Battletoads, but One thing that I do want to acknowledge in this stream is we're officially in March, so that means X-Men '97 is only about 2.5, 3 weeks away. And
Oh, nice! I can't wait.
yeah, I'm so excited about that. And I think what I'm hoping to do is I'm gonna probably wake up extra early. I don't know when exactly what time of day that it actually goes live. I mean, sometimes the shows go live at midnight. Sometimes they don't go live till 3 a.m. Whenever it's going live, I'm gonna try to be up for it.
I'll probably watch it after work. It's
Yeah.
probably a weekday, so
Yeah. Well, it's on a Wednesday, so yeah, I wake up early on Wednesdays for new comics. Yeah. Yeah.
Wednesday. I have usually Wednesdays off, but that's different for me. It
Yeah.
can become.
it's like
night.
less than 30 minutes out of your day.
Yeah. Well, actually, the day we found out, one bit of news we got this week was there's going to be a 2-episode debut. So they're going to drop one episode at a time,
okay.
but there's going to be like 2 episodes to start this season.
Well, it's probably a two-parter. That's probably
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, and don't know what it entails, but I'm guessing based on what we saw with the trailer, it's probably going to be it's going to show Magneto showing up saying, "Okay, I have Xavier's will, so now I'm running the X-Men." So,
How the hell did he get hold of that?
oh, I have no idea, but he must have some good lawyers or something. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe She-Hulk will show up because we do know if this is the same universe that from the '90s, which we do know it crossed over with other Marvel shows. I mean, X-Men crossed
I thought it
over.
only crossed over with Spider-Man.
Well, it did actually. It did reference. There's this one episode. I think it's during the Phoenix Saga where you see a glimpse of Wakanda. You see a brief view of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I know they go through Logan's head and he sees things like Deadpool for a split second. And
Yeah, I'm positive that they did reference like a few other Marvel properties, but they never crossed over. Spider-Man did more crossovers than.
yeah,
And I know that.
they had like I think 1 or 2-parter with like the X-Men.
Yeah, they did.
On Spider-Man show.
Yeah, and that was big too because one of the other things that happened this week is the former writer of that '90s Spider-Man cartoon says, "Hey, if Disney and Marvel ever want to revive it, if they ever want to revive it, my phone's open and hopefully, I guess
I'm
maybe,
open to that just because I'm sick and tired of like teenage Spider-Man.
Yeah, same here. It feels so weird that that was the last real adult Spider-Man we got. That '90s show.
Actually, I think the last one might have been like the MTV one where he's in college.
Well, I don't really count. I don't really count that as adult. I mean, being in college.
Oh wait, there was also Unlimited too. So
Okay,
The
yeah,
animated
Unlimited.
Series 1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like all CG'd and stuff. Yeah, it was like kind of yeah.
yeah. I do think that.
I think it was loosely based on the Maguire movies, but
Yeah, it did. Yeah, because they kept mentioning the death of Harry's father. So I do think it was trying to build on what was happening in.
Didn't he have blonde hair in that one?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
It was lighter than usual, but I don't think he had light out blonde hair. I don't know. It's been a long time since I saw it, but I do remember watching that. I do. I just could not get over the end. The animation looked off, just really, really off.
no, I'm looking at it now. He has brown hair.
Okay. So we'll see. I mean, I'd love it if X-Men '97 opened the door to reviving some
Yeah, it
of
was
those
Harry
other
that had
shows.
blonde hair. Yeah.
Yeah. That was an interesting design choice for Harry, but
I still remember the ending where like basically like Peter got like played by some brown hair chick and Mary Jane comes in and sees it's like, oh, okay, I'm out.
yeah. Yeah, that show, I don't know. That show I never got attached to that show like I did with others. Like even Spider-Man Unlimited had more going for it.
Series, though,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Same with Unlimited.
Yeah, Unlimited kind of like good concept, but it kind of was just I was all over the
He's felt
place.
like very like Batman Beyondish with like the suit.
Yeah, I can see that, but Batman Beyond was a much better show, and by every measure.
Okay, I would actually love a revival of that show too.
Yeah, for a while there was I think this is before. I think this was before Batman: Dawn of Justice. There was some talk that there has been a lot of rumors every now and then that that DW has thought about doing a Batman Beyond movie, and they wanted Michael Keaton to play old aged Bruce Wayne, and I'd love that. That would be perfect.
Only live action.
Yeah. That would have been so much better than what we got in The Flash. I mean, I would love if they.
I still haven't seen. I have no like reason to watch that film.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, you're not missing anything.
One,
can't-
because of like just how badly like I've seen the synopsis, I've seen like people review it to hell. I'm like, this sounds dumb. Also, Ezra Miller, enough said.
Yeah, let's not get into that. Yeah, that guy has issues. Like serious issues that we probably aren't going to know the full story of until many years from now. So let's not really dwell on it. But we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, I'm definitely, whatever happens with X-Men 97, my plan is definitely want to do a reaction to that on my, I don't know if it'll be a live stream or if I try to make a video on the fly. But yeah, I'll definitely be covering that as soon as it airs. And I don't
know when Sunspot comes into the picture, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because
he's supposed to be joining the team.
Yeah, he's also supposed to be Jubilee's love interest. So we don't know,
Oh wait, there's a picture of a club, isn't there? Maybe they meet there.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Because Diaz, like, isn't Sunspot like
already
rich?
thought of a
Yeah, he is.
Ideas.
Well,
like
well,
Jean Grey being pregnant.
Yeah.
Who's she pregnant with? Matt or Rachel?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting. Maybe they'll.
Could either be a toss-up.
It could be both. It could be both, actually. She might have to give birth to twins. Yeah, that
could be triplets with Nate too.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. There's been some speculation on.
I think they might be changing things up.
Pregnant with Madeline.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
interesting.
Because Cable was in the show, I'm thinking they could change things up to technically have her give birth to him instead of Madeline, just so they can do something new.
Yeah, they could, or because I think my theory is this, and I've already said this in a previous stream. I think when she got pregnant, that's when Sinister cloned her, and so essentially I think the Jean Grey that we saw in the trailer, I think maybe she's pregnant with Rachel, and because Rachel did show up in one of the episodes, and I think it was Beyond Good and Evil, but Madeline's going to give birth to Cable. So
I remember that scene.
Yes. So that's my theory that Jean's going to give birth to Rachel, and Madeline's going to give birth to Cable. So that's my theory.
Make an appearance.
Oh, he better make an appearance in this show, or at least be referenced.
He made a quick appearance when Morph changed into him.
Yes.
When Wolverine was chasing him in that, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think, this episode 2 of the Phoenix Saga.
Hard to tell. I can't remember that. It's been like a long time since I watched that show, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, my memory is too good. My memory sucks on a lot of things, but I do remember a lot of useless details about that show.
Yeah, like I was like,
well, when you watch
the
it
original,
once and then again, and about for another 50 odd times after it, you kind of get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching some of the old like Batman anime stuff on Netflix, and I'm like, okay, this I get to watch this again, and then I'm rewatching. I'm like, this isn't as good as I remember. Like some of this animation is really bad.
Yeah, some of it is dated. It is dated. But the thing is, some shows like Batman the Animated Series, it's timeless. It's aged like wine.
Oh, yeah, like the storytelling at least is good, but
yes,
there's some stuff in there. I'm like, okay, this is a little goofy writing. This is probably before they got like the really serious tone going later on seasons.
Yeah. But I do like that how things like I think Batman the Animated Series and X-Men, they've both aged better than most, mostly because I feel like the X-Men animated series did not shy away from like the social aspects of it. I mean, we've seen a lot of there's been a lot of they made X-Men woke. It's like it was always woke. It always tackled things like bigotry and supremacy.
I feel wokeness is a bit more extreme than what the X-Men actually tackled. They tackled real-world issues. Wokeness kind of takes it to a little more of extreme.
Oh, it's just...
Because they were doing that before that term was even in existence.
Yeah, and I do think it's... But even if they... just the fact that the show is structured around things like bigotry and minorities, and it's always going to attract just it was always going to attract that particular crowd. I don't want to name them on stream because I don't want to start something, but
Why was it that X-Men got like, I think it was 4, was it 5 seasons? I can't remember now.
they got 5
Spider-Man
seasons.
got-
But the problem was,
Spider-Man got more or less the same.
oh,
Yeah,
Spider-Man
it
got
was
4
like-
seasons, I think. Oh no, or maybe 5.
Iron Man, Fantastic Four, the Hulk, they didn't get that far.
Well, that's
no,
because
Iron Man got like 2.
I didn't really care for that show. That Iron Man.
Which one?
They like basically season 1, season 2 are basically 2 different shows because like
Yeah.
the first one had like all the helping, like they had like the Spider Woman at the time.
Yeah.
You know, one's now Madam Web. Don't think of the movies, people. watching
Julia-
this, we're talking
Julia.
about the comic versions.
Yeah.
yeah.
Julia
there was,
Carpenter.
like, Wanda was there, Iron, like War Machine, some other
Yeah.
stuff, and there's basically Forks. Like at the time, Force Works I think was a thing,
Yeah.
and that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
But then they're like, okay, this isn't working. Season 2, more serious. It's just mainly Tony Stark.
Yeah. I call him Mullet Tony. Because he had a he had a mullet through that show. I still can't get around that.
Yeah, okay, so Spider-Man had 5 seasons. Let's see if I can see the X-Men.
Here's the weird thing is the 5th season of X-Men. You could tell they changed animation studios.
Oh,
because
yeah.
because the animation got real crappy in that final season.
Oh, no, they both have 5 seasons. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is,
Yeah, they had some really weird, like Jubilee got like a total makeover at one point. They were doing a little weird stuff. Like I remember the whole, like her telling a story and everything was like fantasy, but X-Men characters.
I remember
kind of
that.
thing.
Yeah, story time. But here's the thing is, of those final seasons, and the reason why Spider-Man was kind of cut short was because that was when Marvel was bankrupt. Like people forget the late 90s.
Yep.
Marvel really did go bankrupt, and there was a time when they were very close to being like
I
shut
remember
down
that.
and sold for parts. It was pretty
Because back in the
brutal.
day, I was reading like Wizard magazine.
Oh,
if you
I have
remember
that.
and they had like whole articles going on that.
Yeah, that was a very strange time.
Damn.
But the reason why we had like the X-Men rights go to Fox and the Spider-Man rights go to Sony, it was because of
They were selling them off, yeah.
Yeah, because they were bankrupt. They needed money. Like it's amazing to think. People, I don't know if you guys heard this, but the Spider-Man movie rights were sold to Sony for like $15 million. Million with an M.
Were you going to say $15 then?
I know. I mean, it's insane how cheap it was. Like, I think actually for a while, I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me, but at one point Marvel offered like, it was like for $30 million, you get the whole, they were telling someone, hey, we'll license you every Marvel character. But they said, no, we just want Spider-Man. Can you imagine?
They missed out because.
Oh, can you imagine for $30 million for all those
He
characters?
did start doing that. He was like, this is Stan Lee, this is Stan Lee, this is Stan Lee,
Yeah.
this is Stan Lee's.
Yeah, then they hired like Sam Raimi to do like the first Spider-Man movie, and then like it just exploded from there.
Is it
And then
just
Marvel had to look like, oh shit.
Copyrights.
Okay, I guess that worked out. And then people kept making movies. Like the first X-Men movie came out.
Yeah.
People were like amazing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is that I think people also forget that did any of you guys see Batman and Robin, the Joel Schumacher version, and how goofy that was?
Oh yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze
Yes, let's kick some ice.
and Uma Thurman as fucking Poison Ivy and some wrestler as Bane who never talked.
Oh, that one.
Oh yeah, that was the thing is looking back on
Bane.
they're gonna come back. It's funny, it's stupid, but yeah, at the time it was just, what is this?
Yeah, they were going like basically Adam West style Batman.
And it did not work.
Like more that direction than less Tim Burton.
Yeah, that did not work. That Tim Burton Batman though, that has aged pretty well. I like that movie.
Oh yeah, the first 2 movies he made, yeah, they were great.
Yeah, but I don't think Batman and Robin that set superhero movies back at least half a decade. There's no
I killed
way.
the Batman franchise.
What
Yeah,
do you mean you killed it?
It killed it for a time, like until like the
Nolan
Christopher
came
Nolan
along.
came around to do his Batman film. They stopped making Batman films because
Yeah.
they were more was planned, but
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah, they really did.
Yeah.
And there's the thing that also I think it's because of Batman and Robin that we never got that Nicolas Cage Superman movie. He was that was referenced in The Flash, but yeah, I think Nicolas Cage. There was going to be a Nicolas Cage Superman movie.
I don't know if it was, but they were kind of working with it, but I think they realized this is kind of stupid, so let's not do it.
Do we want to get back on focus there? Because we have literally gone sidetracked. We wanted to talk about Ultimate X-Men.
Sorry, guys. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the.
I do have this thing on the icon, but the thing is, I don't really micromanage these streams, so let's just So one of the things I did want to talk about is a couple days ago, the preview for Ultimate X-Men dropped, and now I've actually been following every new Ultimate comic, and I love how Ultimate Spider-Man has gone. And then I checked Ultimate Black Panther was really, really good too. It felt like kind of like a nice sequel to what happened with Ultimate Invasion. But this Ultimate X-Men, let me actually I'm going to turn the browser on right now on the stream so people can see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's Peach Momoko does some really good.
Have to screen share something for us to see it.
What is it with Marvel and the bicycle, the car accidents? I mean, Jean Grey's powers activated when her friend got run over. Is that her powers activating, or is that just? Yeah,
it does feel like. It feels like if you watch this this preview, it looks kind of like a cross between Death Note, with and I don't know, some Studio Ghibli movie. I don't know if you guys ever watched those Ghibli movies that there's that anime's put out, but I really did not. When I saw this, it looks like a decent. The artwork looks kind of nice, but if you did not know this was an Ultimate X-Men story, you would be like, "What the hell is this?" And
it's too pale. It looks pale. I'm sorry. It just looks like someone had too much sunlight shining on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is definitely the shading is not very good. But the thing is, I really wanted every other Ultimate title has been great since it was relaunched. And we already know mutants are there. I mean, in Ultimate Invasion, we saw Colossus, we saw Omega Red, we saw Magic. So it's not like
I'm looking at it on YouTube right now, and what the fuck am I looking at? It looks
Magic never appeared in the original.
Because it doesn't look like X-Men at all.
I know
some girl in a Japanese sailor uniform.
Yeah, that's supposed to be armor.
That's armor.
That's armor from Astonishing X-Men. Remember her? Isako?
Yeah, at the end it looks like I could tell it's armor, but what the fuck? Like the art style and everything,
well,
that's not the actual art style, is it?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, Peach Momoko used to only do variant covers. She also did this story called Demon Days with Magic. She has written some X-Men characters before, but I don't like this idea. Like it's X-Men but Japan. Well, where's the X-Men in it? All I see is a girl who's. I mean, if you did not know this was an X-Men comic.
I think there's Storm. There's Storm in it,
No, that's not Storm. That's not Storm. That's called May Storm. Storm is already in Black Panther. She's in the Ultimate Black Panther comic. May Storm is an original character, so we got a Geldof situation in this already. Remember Geldof?
Fuck off with that.
I know. That was my response too. But so and this is something I've gotten into so many arguments with people on this. Like, why the hell? I mean,
she like Storm's illegitimate daughter or something? Or
I have no idea. But here's the story.
She has the white hair and Thunderbolt things that she wears. So
yeah. So apparently, a while back, Marvel was doing this. Was saying, hey, if you could create a sidekick for a major Marvel character, who would it be? And Peach Momoko created May Storm as kind of like, hey, this is a character who could be Storm's sidekick. But
I get May Showers, May Storm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find anything about this.
I'm not really. The thing is, Ultimate Marvel has a terrible track record for original characters. Miles Morales is the only exception. The fact that he's such an extreme exception that's proof that I am not that I have very.
Although to be fair, I didn't really read about him until he moved over to the main Marvel universe, because by that point I was done with Ultimate Comics as a whole.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I think Champions was the first one I actually read with him in.
Yeah.
And
That's
after
yeah, that was good.
Ultimatum, I read a little bit of Spider-Man, but they were kind of fucking things up again with him. And then I learned later on that they kill off Peter to replace him. I'm like, okay, I am completely washing my hands of Ultimate Comics.
Why did they kill him off?
That's what Ultimate Marvel was doing. They were killing off
Everyone.
all the all the legacy characters, and then replacing them with new characters.
And those characters sucked. Like I remember,
Wasp was like drowned and then her body eaten by fucking blob. And then it was like, oh, this is Fury's ex-wife. She's the new Wasp. Like what?
Monica Chang. Like who? Why? Where did she come from? So that's what I
call her something like Stinger or something like that, like something unique or
Then there was.
I don't even remember what ended the Ultimate series.
That was Secret Wars in 2015. Both those universes collided, and the only one who survived was Miles Morales and the Maker. Or it was Reed Richards.
Wasn't there a couple of others though, or were they 616 characters originally?
No,
is there like some ship and like
in the Secret Wars there were
like outside.
Yeah, there was some characters outside, but the only two that ever
basically Doom made like a new battle world that was like a merger of a bunch of other worlds and stuff, and basically to like beyond their shenanigans, they rebooted the whole universe.
Yep. And the only
mainly being the same, but some Ultimate characters can now exist in the 616 universe.
Yeah, and I think it's because the Maker was the only one who managed to other than Miles was able to survive, and the Maker's the reason why this new Ultimate universe exists. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, he tried to essentially the premise of this Ultimate universe was that the Maker he escaped the mainline comics and he went to this whole new universe, not the old Ultimate universe. He basically tried to remake another Marvel universe into his old universe. But he ended up failing, and so in the aftermath, we've got this new universe. That's how he prevented. We know that he prevented Peter from becoming Spider-Man as a teenager. He prevented the Avengers from ever assembling. He prevented the Fantastic Four from going on their mission. We don't know what he did with the X-Men, but we do know mutants exist in this universe because they showed up.
Let's see. Prevented Wolverine from becoming Weapon X.
Yeah, I don't think that was mentioned. But
so that means he doesn't have Metal Skeleton?
I don't know. Yeah, if that's the case, he probably still has his bone claws, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be interesting, a Wolverine, but with no metal in his bones, at least not yet.
Well, they did that in the movie, didn't they? Wolverine 2, I think it was.
You mean Origins?
In Origins, yeah, he had bone claws in Origins, but
and they also did that in the comics when Magneto basically sucked out all his adamantium.
Yeah, that was like the prelude to the Onslaught arc. So that's something to.
Which led to the
led to Onslaught
Reborn universe.
Oh yeah, that's basically the former.
Which was basically Ultimate Marvel before Ultimate Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of why I am. I wanted. My hope was that if this new Ultimate X-Men was going to basically, if Armor was basically going to be sort of like what Jubilee was, and sort of be like the POV character, but and like she kind of is kind of the one who helps us introduce us to the X-Men as they exist in this universe. You know what? I think that would have worked. But based on what I'm seeing in this preview, I mean, seriously, if you didn't know this was labeled Ultimate X-Men, you would not. It looks like bad anime.
I thought it looked like. Remember the little experiment Marvel did with their anime
Mangaverse, the Mangaverse. Yeah, that was like in the early 2000s.
It looks more like it should belong there.
Yeah, and
it's like Mangaverse version 2.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, if that's what this was. I mean, fine, good novelty. I'll give it a shot. But this does not look like it's going to work. I mean, I don't like to make assumptions, but this preview looks awful. And the concept looks awful, and I've said this before. If you try to make Ultimate X-Men without any of the major characters, that's not going to work. It'll be a short-term gimmick, and it's gonna wear off. I mean, we've seen Ultimate.
People want to see certain characters.
Yeah. Like, do they really think that this is going to be appealing at the same time X-Men 97 is coming out? Like, who the hell wants to see? Yeah.
No.
there's no way this is really freaking stupid. Like, you had a chance to reimagine the X-Men just in time for X-Men 97. You're giving us this shit? I mean,
I've just looked at the couple of pages. I wonder if what we're seeing there might be just a flashback.
if it is, yeah, if it is, it doesn't. I don't see anything that's really. For one thing, it's ripping off. This is kind of what happened with Jean's and her friend Annie. So, but to make it with armor, I'm not at all. I'm not sold on this, like, at all. And here's another thing. I feel like if Ultimate X-Men, if this ends up failing, or if this does not land with audiences, it's going to drag up the rest of the Ultimate comics down. It really is, because you can't, like, this is not like a line with lots of. It only has like 3 books, and there's going to be like a new Ultimate series coming out later this year. But if you think this thing is going to work without X-Men, it's not. It's just, especially since Disney's trying to push X-Men characters again with Deadpool and Wolverine and X-Men 97, and yeah, this Ultimate Universe is not going to work if they think this shit is going to pass.
This is going to be like the Spider-Girl over thing, where, like, you remember Marvel 2 or M2?
Yes,
like,
I remember that.
They tried to do a future thing, and then, like, every comic died but Spider-Girl.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like this is going to be the exact same thing if this keeps up, where only the Ultimate Spider-Man comic is around.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's. Ugh. I would, because
I think that's the wrong spider here.
Yeah, because for a while, like the early, like when the first Ultimate Universe came out, it was Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men. When those started off, that they helped set the tone. Like that. I mean, some of those comics haven't aged particularly well. I mean, Ultimate Wolverine is awful. Like, he's like he's irredeemably awful by today's standards.
Like the whole, like, body switch thing where he's in the body of a 15-year-old and tries to basically sleep with Mary Jane, who's also 15.
Yeah, that is.
But
yeah,
he's
that,
like over like 90-something at least, probably.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I really.
Yeah, he was pretty almost irredeemable. Like, the fact that he tried to kill Cyclops just to sleep.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, he was like the most irredeemable character in that whole show, and I mean that whole comic. And I would have loved it if this new Ultimate Universe actually tried to do something better, but I don't know. Maybe now they're not even, like, apparently I've read some of the interviews where, like, Peach Momoko has said, it says that you give the impression that the other Ultimate Riders, like, we don't care what you do, just go do something. Here's Ultimate X-Men, do whatever the hell you want. It's like, come on, that is just negligent.
Yeah, unless the person is very trustworthy, you don't give them, like, a blank check to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, Peach Momoko does not have that kind of. I don't know if she's done anything like this before. She's a great artist, but seriously, you're just gonna how does this?
Someone say J. Michael Straczynski, or I forget how to pronounce his name.
J. Michael Straczynski.
Give him blank check, I would be all for it. But this guy, nah.
Yeah,
I don't think he can handle that. They give him some direction, and yeah,
I feel like he I think he got burned after he was the writer what happened during the One More Day event. So I think he will never work for Marvel again because of that. I think he was badly burned because he was forced to do that.
Yeah, he was forced to do it, but I feel like he should have fought back. He probably said, "No, this is really stupid. We can't do this. I won't put my name to it."
I really wish he would have been nice if he could have.
I'll write it, but I'll write it under a pseudonym. Like, I don't want my name associated with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Just at least hide his identity. Like, I would have.
Yeah.
Or I would
I would have loved it. I would have loved it if he would have actually tried to take a stand. That would have.
Yeah. If I was Spider-Man and they told me to do that shit, I would okay, hold off for a sec, and I go home and go, okay, DC, do you have any jobs opening?
Well, he did actually write.
If they hire me, I go back saying, okay, here's the thing. I have another job lined up. Do you want me to do this? Yes? Okay. I quit.
Yeah. Well, I would have loved it if someone like him or even someone other, like maybe Gail Simone or someone who actually does know X-Men would have would get a chance to write Ultimate X-Men. Instead, we got this shit, and I don't know. Maybe she'll be off after just one arc, in which that's it. Fine, get someone else, but you can't if you think that I had this conversation with someone on I think it was on a message board, who said, "Well, I want something different. I don't always want to read about Cyclops, Wolverine, Professor X, Magneto, or any of those others." Sounds like okay. So you're telling me you don't want to read you want to read an X-Men comic without any X-Men characters in it? Okay,
it's called New Mutants. Look that up.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like, but I've read all these stories before.
Something else. That there's other X teams.
They did something similar like that, didn't they? In the Ultimate series, what was it? That two-headed mutant was trying to rob the bank, and then I remember this.
I don't remember that.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but
But it had Charles Xavier in it, but.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Even if it has Xavier in it, then that in and of itself makes it, at least it has the X-Men aesthetic, but this does not have an X-Men aesthetic. I mean, it looks kind of, again, this looks more like bad manga fan fiction or something like that. And here's the thing. If you're going to, one of the biggest mistakes the former Ultimate Universe did was they basically, mutants weren't mutants anymore. They became basically Inhumans because they were just the product of science experiments from World War II. They were like man-made creations.
Wasn't like Wolverine like the originator they found out?
Yeah, which is so stupid because it completely removes the whole mutant metaphor for minorities. Basically, this is what I actually heard someone use this. That's like saying that you only became gay or bisexual because of something that was that the government put in the water. Or something like, or let's say
that sounds like one of those conspiracy shit. Right?
Exactly. That's the way they said it. They say when you make a change like that, then the X-Men, they're not the X-Men anymore. They're just the frickin' Inhumans, and that's why nothing they did worked after that. Like can't.
Technically, aren't mutants the result of the Celestials or something fucking around with human genomes?
Well, humanity is in and of itself is essentially is a product of the Celestials. So you could say. In the sense that they aren't directly made by the Celestials, like humanity as a whole. The
Celestials made the Eternals and the Deviants.
Yeah, but
then the Kree came along and fucked with that to make Inhumans.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, but when the Celestials, when they were doing those genetic experimentations, they did that to all of humanity, and mutants and Eternals were just kind of like offshoots. So it's not like humanity was never meddled with. It was like everyone was affected. So I think it works in the same way, but at the same, again, since it happened so at the earliest.
Well, the thing that in Ultimate where they did the reveal that Wolverine is the origin of all mutants, it kind of my mind immediately went back to the whole arc with Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So what the fuck's going on with this? Does that mean this is no longer canon, his history?
Pretty much,
being this ancient mutant from way back when?
Yeah. It does kind of, yeah.
They did a really fucked up job with his ultimate.
It really is
being born from Sinister, which was really fucked.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They screwed so many things up after that, and that's the one thing I don't want to see happen in this, because if essentially, I don't know if what Momoko's angle is going to be, but if she basically says if she gives mutants then their powers are based on magic, well then congratulations, they're not mutants, they're freaking Harry Potter ripoffs. And if you want mutants they're not Harry Potter ripoffs. You want Harry Potter, go read Harry Potter. There's way more fan fiction of Harry Potter than there is of any other fandom, and this does not work.
I think it's pretty much tied between that and Naruto at the moment.
Really? Yeah, I know Naruto.
There's a crossover anywhere, and some places websites like fanfiction.net, you'll find the majority of them being Naruto or fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Pretty much every other fandom has kind of been muted since then. But yeah, those are the two. Those are the two that are the most dominant.
And the thing is, both both are series that have ended years ago.
Exactly. That's also what pisses me off. Oh, maybe
I mean, granted, Baruto is still a thing, but like that's Baruto. Like fuck that.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
Naruto. Yeah, I remember
Naruto's
that.
son.
Yeah, and
Yeah, there's a spin-off series in Naruto of his son being the main character.
yeah,
I watched like a few episodes and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this garbage.
yeah. I think I didn't even get through the first episode of that.
I watched like a couple and I was like, I'm not a fan of this already.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you literally go up against like God at the end of Naruto. Like, where can you go from there?
yeah,
That's
I don't
like,
think you can. Yeah, that was just never going to work. And
Like, you went too big.
I wonder what other characters are going to appear in this Ultimate series.
yeah, I know we know for sure is it's Armor and Maelstrom. We don't know anyone else who's going to like this guy that's on screen right now. If you ever see it, I think my theory is maybe this is a version of Shadow King. I don't know, maybe because I would hope that even if they gave Momoko free reign, they say, well, look, there's a bunch. This Ultimate Universe has some things that you kind of you can't work around. Like the big premise is this is a universe where the maker prevented all the heroes from ever forming, prevented Spider-Man from
I had to
getting his
look up
powers.
Maelstrom just to see who the fuck that is.
Maelstrom.
And what I got was
Maelstrom, not Maelstrom. Maelstrom.
Oh, okay, because that's an Inhuman. So.
No, it's Maelstrom. And yeah, sorry if I missed
Oh, Maelstrom. Okay.
So yeah.
Maelstrom. I thought it was a new character. Okay.
No, it's Maelstrom. And like the thing that I was hoping for because with what the maker did, if he prevented all the superhero teams, then he definitely prevented Charles Xavier from ever forming the Xavier Institute. He could prevent the Avengers, he could prevent the X-Men. So, you know, my theory was maybe
done that. Fitzroy tried it.
yeah. So my theory is that maybe Shadow King is the reason why no one's aware of mutants, why there are no X-Men. I mean,
Or maybe he just got rid of like both like Xavier and Magneto, and so like their little breakup war here didn't start. That's something funny. Someone mentioned, like, you know, if you look really closely at the whole like X-Men thing, it's basically just one long story of like two bros having a epic breakup.
yeah, I think that's accurate. That's quite accurate. But yeah, I'm hoping that if this new Ultimate X-Men series does not even acknowledge the events that going on in like from Ultimate Invasion or from Ultimate Spider-Man, then that just proves they don't care. They're not even trying. They could have hired you and me to write Ultimate X-Men. They wouldn't have cared if what we did. And
where do we start?
Yeah, that's not a good sign. If they don't care, then it's going to show. Because you could tell
we've seen how little Marvel has cared in the last decade of some of the writings they've done. Unfortunately,
yeah, you're probably
the whole thing with
X-Men.
Yeah,
there's the whole thing with like the one more day bullshit.
Yeah.
Then the whole thing with like this.
What did Peter do?
Mary Jane being with that fucking was it Paul or some
Yeah.
bullshit, and those two kids that aren't even theirs.
Yeah,
And
Which is
everybody being mad at him for trying to save them. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why is everybody written in
that was so
such a
poorly
stupid way?
written. You could definitely tell that either they rewrote that
And
on
the
the
whole
fly.
Kamala Khan death thing, where like,
that was so.
they're not going to kill her off. Like, the
No,
fucking Marvels are coming up. They're
Yeah.
not going to kill off the main character.
No, they
in the
weren't. Yeah,
comics.
and they didn't.
And,
They completely undid it.
Like next week, she was back.
Yep, pretty much. Which I like what
Back
they're
as a
doing.
mutant now, so it's okay.
Yeah, and I like it because we actually do know that she's going to be leading a new X book sometime later this summer. Which I'll probably talk. Look, we can talk
like
about.
a young X-Men like groups, like because I miss some of the older like New Mutant X-Men characters that were around back in the early 2000s. Like like Hellion, Surge, Mercury, all those characters.
Yeah,
like I would love to see them come back.
Yeah, I would love to see them return with Kamala sort of being sort of like their leader or something, and
like a new New Mutants team, basically.
yes, yeah, that would be great. Hopefully, that's exactly what we get.
That series, which was annoying.
Yeah,
Because that was the first one I started collecting, and they ended it.
yeah. They were also that was the first time X-23 was on a team. Like that was like after her
I think she went to Avengers Academy.
Yeah, but first she was on that, then they moved her to Avengers Academy. She was doing a lot what was like Wolverine was doing, where
she
they were
was
sticking
bouncing
him
around
and her
a lot.
into every single team.
Yeah, she was bounced around a lot in those early days before she kind of settled into
I
her
think they
role.
actually made a reference to that once in the comics, where like they were like, how the hell is like Wolverine like keep being on like all these different teams all the time?
I think it was X-23's second origin sort of story.
Mm-hmm.
There was there's a scene when she's in the classroom. One's in science and one's in French. Now that I remember thinking about it because I read it again, I was like, oh my god, I actually know who those two characters are actually based off. You've seen Mythbusters, haven't you?
Yes.
One was Jamie, one was Adam. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I
wonder if they actually know about that.
I've actually met Adam Savage, and he was at Comic-Con a while back. So he and Jamie Heineman don't talk anymore. They're not on good terms. But that was
that is such a shame.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jamie Hyman, but apparently he had some issues. Then he's
yeah, apparently I know I have heard what it was. He didn't like Adam always teasing him.
Yeah, that guy. I think. Yeah, that guy was kind of issue, but but yeah, just when I say Adam Savage, real life, wonderful, wonderful guy. Loved meeting him.
See some of his streams as well.
Yeah,
they're quite good.
Yeah, and
you heard about what happened to Granty Mahara, didn't you?
Yes, very sad.
Oh yeah,
that was so sad. So yeah, but we're getting off topic again. But let's. Sorry about that. That got kind of dark.
You get like three geeks into a room and like start talking stuff out.
Yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah, we're not. Yeah,
we're going to take some left turns here.
Yeah, we are going to get off topic, and we're doing this sober. So you can only imagine what happens when one of us has a few drinks in us. So, just forewarning people.
I'm already ahead there.
Amazing, yeah. I already had too much last night. That's why. Yeah, I gotta pace myself
because I've had this tooth out. So.
Oh yeah, that'll help.
Oh yeah, you posted that on the server for some reason.
Oh dude, yeah.
That wasn't exactly from the front or the back. It was from the behind the front teeth and the top of the mouth.
Dude, that hurts just thinking about it.
Surgery in a couple of months for something to get removed too. So, yeah.
I've never had one out, and he was like, "All done." I was like, "You kidding me?" I'm like, "No." It was just down. Like I didn't even feel it come out. He did worry me when he said it could break. I was like, "Oh, great, that's all I need." But other than that, it was out in 2 minutes.
I still hurts just thinking about it, man. Man, but I don't want to harp too much on on the future of Ultimate Marvel because I know it's going to. We'll have
to just see how that goes.
Finally
drops.
Yeah, 6 or 12.
Yeah, I am definitely I will review the first issue. It's coming out this Wednesday, so I will post it on my YouTube channel when the time comes.
We are kind of breaking the main rule: don't judge a book by the cover.
We're trying, but the thing, it's the problem with that. What makes that difficult?
See the first couple of pages.
Yeah, but what happens is the Ultimate Universe has so much baggage, and if you're going to try to reestablish the X-Men in the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate X-Men has some baggage to it. It failed because it basically tried to make X-Men comics without any of the X-Men because they killed them off or made them into some mutants into Inhumans, and
they didn't kill all of them off. They kept Storm, Kitty,
and they all sucked. They got worse, and they all got progressively worse as the series went on. Because I don't know if you.
Well, no, Jean did survive, but she tried to hide herself.
But here's the problem. Here's the thing. Every X-Men comic after that was basically Kitty Pryde became the most Mary Sue character you've ever. I mean, gee, I know you. I know. Think Rey from the sequel trilogy in Star Wars, multiplied it by 1,000. Kitty Pryde, Ultimate Kitty Pryde was such an insufferable Mary Sue that I actively hated her guts.
Better when she was like a character in the Spider-Man comics.
I know she was, but
part of the like I think she went through like several different like costume and hero identity choices.
Yeah,
They
because
decide on it.
yeah, but
Never
after
read
that, whenever she was in the Ultimate X-Men comics, she was the most insufferable Mary Sue in the history of Mary Sues. I promise you, there isn't a single Mary Sue character that has come out since then that was as bad as her. Of that, I am very, very certain.
What about that one from Forspoken? The
Nope.
that
Ultimate
game
Kitty
that,
Pride
like,
was
killed
worse
us
than
all.
that. Ultimate Kitty Pride was still worse than that. I will.
Yeah, but that game killed a whole game company.
I'm trying to think how she actually joined the Ultimate X-Men, I don't remember.
Ultimate Kitty Pride. You know that towards the end, I remember. I'll never forget this. If you look at the sales, Ultimate X-Men was being outsold by Cable's solo series, just Cable's regular solo series. It was selling more copies than Ultimate X-Men at the time.
Was that before you had like the link with Deadpool and there was Cable and Deadpool?
No, it was a little bit after. I think that was around the time when he and Hope were traveling in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ultimate X-Men could not outsell that. That's how badly it was, and I've yet to meet anyone who was upset when that series got canceled.
The one thing we could probably agree on, good thing that Ultimate had for it was it had its own story. It didn't actually happen until I think it was the end, but you'd had one story and it would just be all in that X-Men series. It weren't like spread out. Oh, look, Ultimate Avengers, Ultimate Spider-Man. It was just all in that.
Pretty much, yeah, and it was all in that. And the problem it sucked. It was just so terrible, and like there was no arc there. There was everything. It was like, this is how screwed all these characters are. Now read this comic and try not to take a bath with the toaster. That's basic. Yeah, that's how bad it was. And the good thing, at least the good thing about it, this was around the time the mainline X-Men comics were starting to get better, and after I think definitely after the whole Inhumans versus X-Men thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, things definitely got better for the X-Men comics, but it was dark for a while.
They were trying to basically sidetrack the X-Men because they were trying to get they were trying to basically devaluate the X-Men so they can get the rights back from Fox, and it just
it was awful. Yeah. All right, so I've been looking for something else I tried to find this interview about I'm gonna put it on the stream right now. I'll post it in the chat in just a sec. So let me change it up so people can see what I'm looking at here on OBS. So if you see right here, hold on, let me put the link in the chat here. Yeah, this was the interview that was done about a month ago on this title, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because there's some rather telling responses there from Momoko. Let me see if I can just I'm trying
to read it right now.
OBS is not cooperating here because I can't scroll. I think it has to do with the site compared. Let's see if I can adjust. All right. Well, I can't. For some reason, I can't get it to.
Well, I'm not too sure what you're trying to do, but
I'm trying to read. I'm trying to get it to get it to scroll on the stream, but it's not working. But
are you trying to scroll on the OBS or on the web
on OBS?
No, you can if you're. OBS can only take a screen capture of what's on it, so you have to scroll on the actual page for it to scroll on the OBS.
That's frustrating as hell. But all I could tell is
OBS is. It's basically just a camera that's taking a picture or something. It's you can't
Yeah, it worked fine when I was showing the preview, but apparently it's not working out here. So maybe there's a way to. I guess it's not working. No. I think it's just because of the way the Marvel site is coded. That's why it's not appearing correctly here. But And I don't want to dwell too much on this, so I'm just going to see. And I'll just turn this part of the browser off. But anyway, one of the things is...
I see you don't use ad block.
Yeah. It says, first worry about being chosen for such an important project, but the more I draw and write the series, the more confident I am in my own vision for Ultimate X-Men. And it says Ultimate X-Men isn't directly influenced by classic X-Men stories. That's not a good sign. And here's this: I like to think that Cebulski and Jonathan Hickman chose me because they wanted something completely new and different. Well, if they want something completely new and different, don't call it Ultimate X-Men. Like, seriously, if they want something that, hey, here's write an X-Men comic that's completely different from X-Men. Okay, so then you want her to not write an X-Men comic.
Anyway.
Yeah,
as I said, it's called New Mutants, X-Force, X-Factor.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, this is. I'm sorry, I'm getting
an Extreme X-Men for a time. You bring that back.
Yeah, that was Chris Claremont wrote that. I liked that. That was actually cool. But this is.
It was Extreme X-Men Thunder.
Yeah, Extreme X-Men.
That was actually good.
Yeah, that was back when like Rogue had like all the powers, but she just couldn't control them. And she's wearing like Cyclops' like
and life
ruby glasses for a while, and that red black uniform she wore.
That was what was it? Just 2000 era. Yep.
Yeah,
which is weird because you would think like something with the called Extreme X-Men would be more 90s.
Yeah, but yeah, it was decidedly good. It wasn't just all Flash. So yeah, I wish I could screenshot this. I'm going to try something else with OBS to.
I see someone in chat's going like, which Inhumans versus X-Men thing was so bad? I don't think they know about the whole like. Is that when the Terrigen Mist was basically poisoning the world and killing mutants?
Yes, that's when. Yeah, that's what it was, and it was a. It was. It started off. It was with Extraordinary X-Men in 2015. That's when it went from. It actually all happened off panel. Like first, there was Uncanny X-Men 600, where Cyclops led this really big mutant gathering in DC. But then on the then somewhere off panel, everything goes to hell. Cyclops is quote unquote dead, and all the mutants are forced to live in a limbo because of the Terrigen Mist. The Terrigen Mist now poisoning everyone, which
wasn't the original plan basically to send them like Mars or something?
Yes.
The only decent thing that we got out of that was Miss Marvel.
Exactly. That's pretty much it. We literally got nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
which when you think about like I thought about not too long ago where like Miss Marvel's origin, I'm like, wait a minute, why does this seem so familiar? And then it took me a while to realize, oh wait, this is the exact same origin as Static Shock.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, the Big Bang.
Yeah.
The Bang Babies, yeah.
Bang Babies is what they call them.
But you have the
they call them metahumans,
yeah. My gas, it gives them powers.
Oh, yeah.
There's some differences, but like the overall, there are a lot of differences, but like the overall core of it is practically the same.
Yeah, it's really. But here's the thing: I've read I've read that from the creator that originally it wasn't supposed to. Kamala wasn't supposed to be an Inhuman. She originally intended her to be a mutant. That was actually the original plan.
Well, and that's the interesting thing. We still don't know what her powers actually are yet.
Yeah, because that's been kind of an ongoing mystery. So, but yeah, that is a relevant detail. So maybe we'll figure that out in the coming months. But that is, I would hope that they address that at some point. But we'll have to wait and see. But I'm more interested.
Well, actually, I did actually enjoy that. I think it was 6 issues when she's in was it college or university?
Yes, that was
actually.
Yeah, I did actually.
And then they exposed that whole lab under the college or university. I can't remember now what it was. That was actually quite a good series. Other than that, she's part of the underground at the moment.
Yep. And actually, yeah, that has been a okay. I think I got it on OBS now. I did yeah. I think I've got something. I'm gonna there. Let me try to.
Yeah, I see it on the
I'm still
screen.
seeing a picture of the Ultimate X-Men preview.
Excellent. Yeah. So
Stream.
yeah, this should.
I don't want to know if I should. It might spoil it, but I told you the hunt.
Yeah, there it goes.
is
It works.
coming on, didn't I?
Okay. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
In May.
Can't read it because it's so small on stream, but
Sorry about but I'll try to maybe.
yeah.
I'm gonna zoom in. Hold on. Here.
Oh God, you're gonna laugh! I just realised. I wondered why I wasn't seeing anything. The live button wasn't on. It's been paused for the last God.
Oh well. Well, so yeah, I've zoomed in on the quote from the interview that says, yeah, she says Ultimate X-Men isn't directly. She wanted something that's completely new and different. Well, again, I'm all for mixing things up a bit and telling different kinds of X-Men stories. But if it's going to be so new and different and it's not X-Men, then don't call it that. And it's just everything I read about this leads me to believe it's going to suck. And I don't like, jumping to conclusions, but if every detail is pointing to it, then I don't know what else to make of it. So,
well, they'll probably. Well, if it sells, depending how badly it goes for sales wise, they'll probably eventually go, okay, we'll relaunch it with the actual X-Men team.
Maybe,
we'll change course and we'll introduce the actual X-Men coming in and bringing them into the main.
I would hope they do that. I mean, but if they don't do that, then this new Ultimate Universe is going to fail quickly.
Like I said, probably Ultimate Spider-Man is probably going to be the last man standing again.
Yeah, it depends on how long Jonathan Hickman wants to write that, because he's the reason.
The original Ultimate Spider-Man outlasted everything else.
Yeah, it did. It did. And the only reason,
Spider-Girl outlasted the N2, and now it looks like Ultimate Spider-Man version 2 is going.
I know, how sad is that? If it's basically, they try to rebuild the Ultimate Universe and it fails for the exact same way. There's something poetic about that, but it's a shitty poem.
I hate it when they do something good and then they just end it.
It's like you're in a race, you take one good step and then you trip on the second step.
Yeah. Well, talking about Ultimate has been frustrating, but again, I still want to review it. I still want to bring it up and follow each issue. But yeah, I'm not encouraged. But one of the other things I didn't want to harp too much on this, but one of the things I have been following, I do want to turn it over to Avatar, because that's another show that has people divided. At least the Netflix version, because you and all of it.
Yeah, I can't believe James Cameron is making a third run already.
I know what you're saying. I know. Yeah, good one, G. But
yeah,
you had
to go to the shell at one point.
Yeah, it's sad because before that James Cameron made that movie, when people said Avatar, they thought the Nickelodeon show, and it kind of feels like James Cameron kind of stole that.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, I've been on the Avatar: The Last Airbender subreddit, and there's a very strong anti-James. There's a very, very potent anti-James Cameron message there. So, but
yeah, I just gotta find time to watch this show. Although I heard they cut out a lot of Ahsoka's growth arc, but I guess. Well, okay. On the one hand, I can see why they do that, because they don't have as much episodes, so they have to cut some stuff.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing,
which makes sense.
I'm glad you brought that up, because having sat down and watched the show, Sokka, he is different, but he does kind of go on a different kind of journey. He's not as cartoonishly goofy. He's not as flat. He does kind of feel like he's more mature, but he's still Sokka. I mean, at no point in this show do I feel like this guy is he's just there for the sake of being there. He does actually.
I thought his humor was an integral part of his character. He was a neat little.
Yeah, but there is that humor that is still there. There are some moments. Okay. There are some moments, even in the first episode, where he behaves exactly like the Sokka did in the cartoon, and
okay, that's good then.
That is there, and and I do like that. But one thing I will say about this show is the casting they got for Aang. He's perfect. He's got the tone of Aang. He's got his fun. He's a lot more fun loving, and he feels really more like a kid. I really like that. They got Aang right. They got Zuko right. Like episode 6. If there's one episode that stood out over this first, I think there's only 8. Yeah, episode 6 with Zuko. That was my favorite. That was definitely the one that said, okay, they didn't get a lot of things. They may not have gotten everything right. Yeah,
that would have been good.
Yeah.
I think you might be a little too old for the role at the moment.
Yeah. Well, let me confirm this. Cabbage Man is in this show. That alone shouldn't count for.
Not my cabbage.
Yeah, my cabbage is. I've seen people cosplay as that guy.
Yeah, the only running gag that's had 2 series.
Yeah, Secret Tunnel's in there too. Yeah, Secret Tunnel's in there.
Oh,
yes. It's the same hippie guy with the he does play music. The songs are a little. The song is not the same song, but he does sing it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. They got this. There's the song. The Cabbage Guy's in there. Boomy is in there too, and he's still. He's still Boomy. Boomy's one of my favorite. He's an underrated character in my opinion. So, yeah. This is one thing. This show, when the thing is, it unfolds differently than the cartoon, but in a good way, because it actually does not shy away from what the Fire Nation did to the Airbenders, and it actually does show how Aang got trapped in ice. So there is that, and
I mean, already visually it looks better than the movie.
Oh
it
yeah,
sounds like they actually got things more on point than the movie did.
They definitely did. Now, fun fact, I probably mentioned this before, but one of my relatives, he does work on movie sets. He actually did work with M. Night Shyamalan on the set of the Last Airbender movie, the ill-fated movie that did everything wrong. And he told me flat out that the mood throughout that set was they kind of knew this was going to suck. But they were all just there for the paycheck. They were getting paid. They weren't going. They were going to, even if it was going to suck, they were going to get the job done. So.
Yeah, I think the very low point of that movie was the Earthbender prison in the rock quarry.
Yeah, that's the less said about
it.
That.
I think the Nostalgia Critic did the best when that was one of his best reviews was of that movie, and he's like you are Earthbender. You're in rocks are everywhere.
Exactly, and
it's like in the show they were in a metal in a metal prison in the middle of the ocean. So that makes more sense. But you literally put Earthbenders inside of a rock quarry.
They could tell that they were just kind of they did not read the source material. They did not know what they were doing.
Did they even see the series?
I mean, couldn't they just made a big ass wooden prison kind of thing?
They probably could have. Would have made sense
with a bunch of green screen around, and make it look like it was on the ocean, make a boat or something.
Yeah, but here's the other thing about that movie is it took itself way too seriously. It would try to be way too serious, but this show, it has fun moments. It has lighthearted moments. It has some of the humor. Again, Cabbage Guy is in there. There's and Boomy is exactly like the guy who played Boomy looks like they literally ripped him right from the cartoon.
Oh God!
And so the fact that they got Boomy right, they got Zuko right, and they got Aang right, I think that alone. Now, Katara's she hasn't really developed much in this first season. I mean, she's kind of the same person she was. Sorry, she doesn't really evolve much the same way Aang and Sokka do, but I do like that. I think she looks the part, but I'm hoping that when this gets a second season, Katara will get a chance to do more. And that's just my opinion. And one of the big things that I think everyone who said, even if they didn't like how the first season, they want to see Toph. I think that's going to be what makes this see. If they get Toph right, that's going to go a long way. Toph is one of the best characters in the whole show. There's no doubt about that. But how do you how do they
just differently than others?
Yeah, how do they cast her though? How are you going to cast someone who can?
What a blind.
Yeah,
a
she was-
blind
Need
actor.
someone at least spunky, at least.
Yeah,
Who can pull it off.
yeah, but she was 12 in the show. Can they make that work here?
You could get like a decent actress to.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever had, I think that's going to be a really tough casting to pull off. If
Yeah,
they-
because like they casted her perfectly in the animated show, because like she was always like spunky. She like didn't give a fuck about her blindness or nothing.
Yeah.
She made jokes about her blindness throughout the entire show.
Yeah, if they do,
Like, I remember the one where they're flying over the
People look
desert, and she's
out.
like,
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, it looks.
That's
look out.
Yeah, like she's like, oh, there it is, and they're all looking, and they look right back at her, and she's
Yeah.
like waving her hands
He
in front of
goes,
her eyes.
"That's
like,
what someone-
blind, remember, dumps."
Yeah,
Yes. No.
he goes, "Can't you watch for you?" No.
Or it's like, yeah, I don't get about books. Like, I tried one once, I didn't really think about it. And he's like, oh,
Oh wait, what was it when they were searching for the library and look,
Yeah.
she was like, "There it is."
yeah, as I said.
Yeah, I love that scene.
And or the part where like he's making the lost Appa signs, and
Yeah.
he's like, I think it looks exactly like him. And,
Oh, thank you, Toph.
Oh, why do you do these things to me?
Make it so easy. Yeah. So, well, yeah, that if they could get the casting right for that, that'll go a long way for this show. 'Cause,
Mhm.
like, I know I've kind of been checking some of the feedback, whether it's on social media or whether it's on YouTube, and I won't say it's negative or positive. It's mostly mixed. There are some people that say, "Oh, they got some things right in this show, but they got other things not so right." And I think
Is like the animated show was so good. It's
the
really
bar is
hard to
it's set
Yeah.
get up that. It's the bar is really high.
No, I would say it's impossibly high. The show is like so perfect that you're never.
If you even made a shot-for-shot remake, it'd be still high because like you still have the actors make like almost exactly like the same.
Yeah,
which is impossible to do.
it's impossible. Yeah, and
Aren't they meant to be technically continuing from the first anime as well? They wanted it, but when they're much older, because they want to find Zuko's mom.
It might, depending on if this show lasts.
that would depend.
If you've read the comics,
Yeah, I have. Yeah, the
they-
comics. There's the comics, but I don't know if they're gonna let. They may not
Yeah.
stay canon.
Yeah, like if they go like, I just really hope it doesn't go like a King of Thrones route where they run out of the material and then they kind of fuck things around.
Yeah, that would be the worst possible outcome. That's a nightmare scenario right there. But
Also, now that you brought up Toph, I feel like that's going to be the character that's going to either make or break the show,
yeah,
depending if they can't get a good enough person to play the part.
yeah, that would be. That's the biggest concern. So we'll have to.
It's
wait
one
and
of the
see.
reasons why I'm probably not going to watch the Borderlands movie, just because of the casting. Like don't get me wrong, like characters like Jamie Lee, like actresses like Jamie Lee Curtis are great, but Tannis is like 20 something, and Jamie Lee's like in her 60s or
Yeah.
close to 70.
I never played Borderlands 1. I played 2 and 3. I haven't finished 3, but
Well, yeah, those characters are in there, but yeah, basically, like even Tiny Tina in the trailer is like, this is not Tiny
she's too
Tina.
old. She's old.
Well, it's not just the old age. Like everyone in that fucking trailer is like a lot older than the actual characters of the game for some reason. But it's like the character itself, like she doesn't like Tiny Tina's like this manic character who's like just a ball of chaos, and all we get is this snarky little girl who is kind of annoying in the trailer.
That's a lot of anime girls, though. Yeah. So we'll have to. That's going to be interesting to follow.
We still need to play Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
I
What about
want you to
Fallout?
play it.
What are your
Because you
opinions
actually
about
have other
the
people
Fallout
play it.
show?
Oh no.
I'm gonna wait and see on that to see how well it does, because
That's my approach
like,
too.
who's making that show? Is that an Amazon show?
Yeah, it's an Amazon show, and their track record isn't
Okay, yeah.
great.
Yeah.
What was the
They
They
did,
fucked up Rings of Power. They fucked up Wheel of Time.
but they did get Invincible, and we have the boys, so it's not a completely losing record. Although I know,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's a hit or miss thing. So
Yeah.
this could go either way.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's kind of a point.
TV series.
No, they did not. Paramount did
No,
that.
that's Paramount. That's Paramount.
That's Paramount. Yeah, the less said about that, the better. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about that. We could.
Oh yeah, Paramount with their sort of choices there and their fucking new Star Trek shit. Ugh.
Yeah, the less said about. Let's not talk. Yeah,
comics there, haven't you?
yeah. There's
What?
nothing in Paramount that appeals to me. I mean, it sucks too because the apparently that's where all the old episodes of Daria are streaming now. Paramount. They used to be on Hulu. Now they're all on Paramount.
When's Daria gonna get a revival like they did with Beavis and Butthead?
Well, there was talk for a while that they were going to revive Daria, but with focus on the character Jodie. But that show, I think that.
Wait. You're bringing the show back, but not focusing on the main character?
Yep, that's that's the world we live in, man. That's how much I know. It sounds, when you say it out loud, it sounds even stupider, but you never know.
I fucking hate this timeline sometimes.
Yeah. We are in a pretty awful timeline when you look, but yeah, it'll get worse before it gets even worse. So that's something that my uncle's been saying lately. It's going to get worse before it gets even more worse. But yeah, that's where we live in. So, but I'm trying to, we grasp at what we can. So, that's the X-Men '97 has my hopes. And there's one thing actually I did not mention in the last stream. Valerie Cooper. I don't think people from the comics is that's actually the character that Kristen Disher is going to voice. Kristen Disher, she used to voice Jean Grey, but now Jennifer Hale is voicing Jean in X-Men '97. Mm-hmm. And interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the voice acting that I posted.
Yeah.
In your Discord, Agent-G, did you?
All
the characters she's hosted. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh right, the video of all the. I think I hit
Rogue as well at one point.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's only. I think there was only a couple of them I actually didn't know.
It's insane.
I'm like, I know that.
Yeah, and interesting thing also, Jennifer Hale voiced Black Cat in the Spider-Man '90s series. So.
Yeah, okay.
So if they revive that series, they already have the voice actress lined up. So.
If they got any of the voice actors coming back for that, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it'd be tough. But at the same time, the reason I bring up Valerie Cooper is because people think that she's like an original character for the show. No, she was actually more prominent in the '90s comics. She was kind of like for a while a female version of Henry Peter Gyrick, but not as awful.
Yeah.
And
the only way I know from her was about New X-Men when she was in charge of the One Sentinels and all that lot.
Yeah.
That's the only way I know about her.
Yeah, that whole thing where they basically turned the compound into like a reserve for mutants.
Yeah, that kind of
the radar.
Yeah, that would make sense because we know from the trailer the mutants that the Sentinels are coming back. So and we also know Gyrick, he's the one who attacked Xavier in the series finale. So we don't know. There's a good chance he's in prison or he's somewhere. But even if he's out of the picture, someone's going to take over, and Valerie Cooper might actually be that person because if she's handled the Sentinels, she could probably
she's trying to remember all the things I kept posting in the channel now of all the things that are about to come. There's a Hellfire Gala.
Yep, Gala.
That we got that from the newspaper article that blew in the warehouse.
That same had the Spider-Man reference.
Lynch and Callisto were in the shadows somewhere.
Yeah.
We were trying to identify all the mutants on that.
Dust was one of them, I think. Wasn't Dust one of them?
Yeah, Dust
I think so.
Yeah. We didn't know who the others were. There was two of them we didn't know.
One of them might have been Nature Girl. No, that was
one of them was.
Okay, yeah, Nature Girl, Dust.
Nature Girl was.
Yeah, was one of them Stacy X, or was that am I thinking of someone else?
It's hard to tell. Some of them.
Yeah, I will probably.
Although I don't think they would put Stacy X in there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Not unless you want to find R rating.
Yeah, let's not actually. Yeah, if you're watching this stream, you don't know who Stacy X is. Google it. Don't make us. We're not gonna recount her story on stream. At least, I'd rather not.
Or basically, it's very similar to
maybe she worked for the Hellfire Club. That's how she.
Maybe that would make sense, but
it's kind of like how we won't go into the first issues of where X-23 showed up in the comics.
Yes,
and we're not
yeah.
gonna discuss that.
There's a very good reason
Bringing
that
her in would be good, interesting as well.
Yeah, I would love it if they brought X-23 into. Maybe they'll tease her at the end. My ideal is like at the finale of the first season. We know Sinister's going to be in. Maybe he'll tease X-23. And
I just hope they don't do with her what they did in the last X-Men, like Wolverine X-Men with the whole like a bunch of X-23.
I was about to bring that up. There was like 4 of them in total. He raided an X.
Yeah.
Oh, is this like X-22, 20, and 23?
Yeah, that was I would have. Yeah. But then again, they ended that show prematurely, so we don't know what would have happened. So
to be fair, I never got into it because like it was hard.
They hated that, but it turned out after a while, people liked it in the end.
Yeah, it has got.
I think it had a really slow start.
Yeah,
it did start slow, but it definitely got better with time.
Because the first few, like when it started off, it's like the X-Men are just kind of running around like chickens with their heads cut off, like nothing, like just kind of going around doing shit with no real plan.
And that actually had quite a few of the mutants we wanted to see. I had Mercury in it.
It had Mercury in it. It had Tabitha was in it for one episode.
Basically, because of Genosha, you got
Ellen was in it, but he was in the future as well.
Yeah,
nothing Xavier.
Domino really had a good had a good show.
That was a really weird thing with like Xavier being in the future, but his body being in the past, kind of thing. That was
talking to himself in the past.
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up. Like I didn't like that in the last X-Men movie where they sent Wolverine back in time because she somehow managed to get like new powers.
Well, they couldn't use Rachel. They couldn't use they couldn't use Rachel.
There's that Mary Sue bit.
Yeah, but I'll always hate that show never got another season. But from the looks of it, we already know X-Men 97. It is getting more seasons. Like the voice cast has announced on Instagram, they've already been recording voices for the second season. So I would love it if like at the end Sinister teased X-23 and maybe some other music, because we saw in like the promo art Sinister is going to be there. He wasn't in the trailer, but at San Diego Comic-Con last year, they did mention he is going to be a major factor. So
and also the fact that he's really linked to Apocalypse, I kind of wonder if he's going to be showing up in.
Oh, you don't think it will be like a sort of split season, do you? They'll show the first part of the season.
I don't know.
If they're going second in November or October or whenever.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I've already got my calendar mark. I would love it if we can just. If they can set it up so we know what's coming, and it's not going to be a Wolverine in the X-Men situation where it gets canceled after teasing what the end is going to be,
or like Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers.
That's still painful
because the movies came out and they make a whole new cartoon that's more based on the movies.
And that cartoon sucked. Yeah, and man, that was awful, but.
What was it called?
It was just called Avengers Assemble.
Oh, yeah.
That did not suck. I'm sorry.
Yes, it did.
I liked it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hated that.
The animation was horrible, and like Falcon was like this fanboy character.
Yeah, it was not Sam Wilson. So.
Yeah, they did Sam Wilson dirty in that.
Yeah. Well, it was really because Sam never showed up in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so.
Well, they had a bunch of other characters show up.
Yep. We'll never know for sure, but...
I like what they did with Ultron in that, when he's like just this cold mechanical, like...
Yeah, that was the best version of Ultron, in my opinion. I would... As much as I enjoyed the James Spader version, that was still a better Ultron.
Yeah. Although, I will admit, like, James Spader is a really great actor. Especially, like, he's the only reason why I watched the Blacklist.
Yes.
Like, his character on that is the only reason to watch that show.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
But what was that girl's name? The FBI agent that he's
Elizabeth Kane.
Like, I will only talk to like this one girl.
Kane, yeah.
What?
Elizabeth Kane, I think is her name.
Oh yeah. No, Elizabeth. I think it was Kane.
What were we talking about? Sorry.
Pretty sure it was that, but yeah.
Like she was. Oh god, I tried rewatching the other season. And like, fuck, I forgot how annoying this character was. Because like she did all these stupid mistakes and all this other stuff. She caused people to die and stuff. I'm like, Keen, that's it. Okay.
Keen, yeah. Keen or Kane. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was like, did all those dumbass things, and then like Tom also did all those dumbass things, and I'm like, oh god, and she
Yeah,
just finally
yeah,
got rid of those characters. I'm like, okay, thank God.
yeah. So that show is worth watching just for James Spader. He is
Oh yeah,
that good.
Like his like every time his character would come up with like just some anecdote about like a situation to prove a point.
Yeah.
Is
Like, he
anyone
just tells-
actually looking forward to the next sort of lot of comics that are coming out? I think it's May with the Hunt or the
Blood Hunt. Yeah, they're doing this big vampire event later this year. Yeah.
I would have. I told you I would have hosted that maybe October when
Yeah.
Halloween.
Well, maybe that's when it's going to end.
That's still. Depends on how many issues it's gonna be.
I think it's going to be
It's
gonna-
going to release a comic.
They are bringing the Midnight Suns back, which that would make a good series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, we
Because I never knew about that until like the
animation
game came
they
out.
did for the game, the scenes that I don't just see why they just don't do that into a series itself, because it was actually quite good.
sounds like
You
it.
got Nico right, Magic right, Wanda right, and the Ghost Rider, the one with the car. What's his name?
Robbie Reyes.
Yeah,
Robbie Reyes. Yeah, he's in Marvel Strike Force. I've tried to load this Blood Hunt news article, but the browser and OBS isn't
I like using
cooperating
him in
again.
the game. He's actually quite good.
All right. Well, I will have to find a better link. But yeah, that's the big summer event for Marvel. And for DC, it's going to be Absolute Power, the one where I think Amanda Waller basically nullifies all the superpowers for like a narrow window of time.
I'm
So
surprised they're actually still in the picture, considering she tried to kill quite a few.
she's Amanda Waller. She's like a cockroach. You really can't.
Yeah.
She finds a way to survive.
Yeah,
That's just
unfortunately.
yeah. All right, so now I think I've got the Blood Hunt thing on screen
I'm
now.
still waiting for him to bring back Young Justice season 5.
I got out of that a while back.
They
I
say
know.
they're not planning, but I'm like, yeah, come on. It took only 10 years for you to bring it back. 8 years to bring it back.
Yeah, I don't. I liked it when it was on the air, but I kind of just once it got revived. By the time they finally revived it, I just kind of lost interest.
Yeah.
They
Also, I didn't
waited
like
too
the
long.
time skip in season 2. That was
Yeah.
like kind of jarring.
Yeah, that time skip I think really derailed the series.
Yeah, because it was like, okay, you end off with this giant mystery, then 5 years you haven't solved the mystery. I'm like,
And then there's
wait,
characters
isn't
who
Batman
died
part of this?
doing the
Yeah.
time jump as well?
Like, world's greatest detective in 5 years can figure out what the hell happened in that missing hour?
Yeah, it really is. It really was. I don't know what the plan was. That kind of feels like they had a plan, then they figured out early on that it was a dumb plan, and they tried to salvage it. That's that's my theory.
Right now on your stream,
What was that? Ah,
you got an
crap!
ad going on your stream.
Stupid
like,
ad.
what?
You know what? I'm gonna.
Have you
He's
got
got
an
on the
ad blocker?
Xbox.
I'm just gonna turn that off. This browser is not. The ads I think are disrupting the
Just get
browser.
an ad. Just get an ad block. for your
uBlock is the
browser or
one I
something.
use. I
Yeah.
don't get ads anymore on YouTube. Nothing.
I'll have to do something because
You
yeah,
on Twitch,
if I want to keep
That's
showing
bad
some of
on
this stuff on OBS, I need to figure out how to keep the ads from freezing it. So.
Actually, there's something I want to ask. Have you guys seen like some of the other comic-related news, like the new Crow movie that's coming out?
The Crow, yes, I do hear of that, but
Oh god, did you see the image of like the actual guy, what he looks like?
yeah, I've got. I'll give it a chance, but I don't know. After what
I don't know, like it looks really cheap. Like I remember I've watched all 4 Crow movies, and this is giving me like Crow 4 vibes.
I don't know.
At least 3, like he was a simpler like explanation for like how I think it was the actor was Eric Bana had like his face had like the image like the imprints of the look like the makeup and stuff, but at least it looked better than what this guy has. Who barely has anything. So, and
Like
the
I
whole,
say,
like,
I
weird
want to
body
give it a
tattoos
chance.
thing and
I
stuff.
want to give it a chance, but I'm not confident. I'm really
Well,
not.
the thing is, like, the Crow comics have, like, there's a bunch of stories. You don't have to remake the Eric Draven stuff. You can do, like, all the other stories they had.
You
Like, I had one
could, but that would
comic
make
where it was like
that would
a-
make too much sense. G, that would make way too much sense.
It was like one of the comics I have is basically like I think it was an Asian cop that got killed and like he comes back in like a white face and all that, but he has like shades with like some sort of kanji written on them.
Yeah, that would not.
This is like look.
I don't know if that would work today.
Why not? Like it's just literally get an Asian actor who like comes back. Technically, Brandon Lee was half Asian too, so
Yeah, well, after what happened to him, I think that's going to be.
I know
Yeah.
what we could talk about before we go. What's our favourite comic that was released this week?
I haven't read anything this week, so that's not gonna work for me.
Uh,
I have limited time. I got like I stream and stuff. I do some video editing on the side.
Yeah.
I've got about
I work Monday to Friday, so
Well, one of the one comic that I thought that I think most people call was Invincible Iron Man 15. I know
Yes.
that the one where
I was expecting
where Emma finally
flea.
Emma finally kind of takes off her Hazel disguise and fights alongside Tony against Fei Long. That was very satisfying to see.
This the what do you call it, a sentinel assassin robot thing of Wolverine finds out her weakness, activates the inhibitor ring and disables her power.
That didn't stop her.
Like, oh, God.
That didn't stop her. That
No,
all that did was piss her off.
I am a little disappointed. What you thought they were building a fleet? It's not a fleet. It's basically Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, they got
At the end.
well. The Sentinels are giant robots. The Sark Sentinels, they're just giant robots.
They're giant Iron Men.
So yeah, Power Rangers in this
They're
case
not
is appropriate.
Sentinels anymore. They're just Iron Men. Iron Sentinels.
Yep, but they tomato. But yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was one thing in the anime series I didn't. X-Men. Now that I talk about it, you had the classic. What was it? Red and purple.
Yes.
But in the future, they changed the color scheme. What was that there about?
I don't know, but
Was it?
I guess it was just an aesthetic thing. But
this is why Stark really needs to be more careful with how he deals with his like technology and where the hell he puts it and keeps it, because it keeps getting stolen by other people.
yeah, like every other week it seems.
This is what the Armor Wars in the comics was about. It was about him going around and taking out all the people who stole his technology.
Yeah, I mean, if he can't keep it, then why is he even making it? That's
also one of the reasons why I despise Ironheart, because she basically hacked his computer. How? I have no idea. And then just released all the Iron Man tech into the internet.
Yeah.
Like, completely just get all this dangerous technology out in the open, so like any like hood with a decent amount of education can make himself an arc reactor.
Yeah, that's kind of I'm sure that's going to have no consequences.
Yeah, like if
What was it called?
if I had written Ironheart and that was the plot point I was given to do, okay, fine, I do that, but then I would have Iron Man come in, and basically the whole plot would be she thinks she's okay and all that stuff, and then like he's basically trying to hide the fact that like she's responsible for a bunch of damage and possibly deaths from people using this technology, but she finds out anyways and has this huge guilt because of like, oh my god,
that would make her actually likable.
Yeah, and it'd be like her whole reason to be a hero now would be to basically redemption for
That
what
would be
she did.
but that would make way too much sense, dude. You got to stop making too much sense.
Ironheart's in origin in Marvel Rising is something completely different. Have you ever seen that series?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, that Marvel Rising. That was very limited, though.
Yeah, but that was actually good because it even explained, what was it, Ghost Spider in there and her origin.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but the Ghost Spider, Spider Gwen is. I think her popularity has basically ensured what's going to happen with her is the same thing that's going to happen to Miles. She's going to eventually she's going to become a permanent fixture in the main line.
I'm enjoying
Yeah.
the comic at the moment with her in it, especially the last issue where you find.
I mean, she does like basically pop in the 616 basically to go to school because her life in her own reality is kind of fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. She ruined her life.
I assume that basically they're going to kill off her dad again or something, and she's like, okay, you know what? Fuck this universe. I'm going back to the other one. Where like,
that might be. Sounds about right.
I'm surprised. Like, there's not more interaction between him or her and like 616 Peter, if only for the fact that
that'd just be
so
awkward.
she could like have a nice idea like Peter survived in this reality.
I think there's a reason. Yeah, they have met. They have interacted. But the thing is,
I think it's like through the Spider Verse kind of stuff.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure that the reason why, at least the editors are probably keeping them apart because they don't want to. Because Spider-Gwen is still young. She's still in her late teens.
Well, I'm not saying there's going to be anything romantic. I'm just saying,
I know that, but
nice to have like a friendship.
I think I think they know the
their
fans.
shared pain of like losing each other.
Yeah, because I think if the fans see that, then they're gonna. I think they know the fans would probably jump to way too many unsettling conclusions. So just the mere hint that adult Peter Parker could hook up with a teenager, or even in the minds of fans would be.
I'm pretty sure there's enough fiction and fan art out there that's already out there.
Of course there are, but I'm pretty sure Marvel does not want to feed it more than they already do.
Well, what was the one where Peter was at Horizon High? They were literally all in the same class, if you know what I mean, or school. Yeah,
that's something I've kind of like.
I like that idea.
Has like his it's something I want to bring up. Like, Batman has the Bat family who's all there, but like Spider-Man has all these spider characters, and they only kind of loosely hang out with each other maybe now and again. The Blue Moon.
That is kind of.
Why is there no like Spider Clan or Spider Family kind of thing? Like, you can imagine how much more they could do if they just worked together.
Yeah.
Again, makes too much sense, dude.
Oh god, the Venom, the Carnage, the symbiote. Because there's more. I learned you got Venom, Carnage, and the other two.
Scream. There's
Manic,
Riot.
I think it was.
Yeah, there's Anti-Venom.
Hybrid.
I do know.
Yeah, there's all sorts.
Like
there's a lot of different. Now that they have symbiotes like Null.
Are they all insane and crazy as well?
Is Null
Most of them
I thought that Null was the god.
Null is the god of the symbiotes. He is their god.
I don't think he counts as a symbiote. He made the symbiote. So.
Yeah, he's that's an interesting contrast there. So. But yeah, I think if Null ever came into the MCU, that would be he would definitely be a Thanos level villain.
Oh god.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, good choice, poor choice of words, but I know what you mean. But yeah,
there's an Extrembiot. What the fuck? I'm looking up all the different symbiotes. There's like Extrembiot, Rascal, which I never heard of.
I've heard of Rascal.
Toxic.
Yeah, he's
new.
new.
Wow, that's a long time. I've heard about that. Him. Misery.
What
Misery.
Was that 8 planets to survive. What was his name?
Islands. That's new.
Yeah, there's been a lot. Yeah, like symbiotes have expanded a lot in recent years, which is because Venom 3 is coming out later this year. Most people don't seem to remember that, but
what with that giant, that 8 planets to survive?
Just Galactus?
That's it, Galactus. Yeah.
But he's not a symbiote.
No, he doesn't. He dates the known universe.
Yeah, he was.
He's literally older than the universe.
Yeah, like his precursor was Galen, I think, and yeah. Looking up something else with the symbiotes, but probably can. I'll hold off. But one other thing, the thing is, we don't know much about what's going to be in Venom 3. I mean, they've already done, first they did Carnage, so yeah, it was but the thing is, if they want to keep expanding if they want to find a way to salvage, Sony wants to find a way to salvage all the movies that have not been going well. They need to do something, because Tom Hardy's good casting. I really like him as Eddie Brock, but
there's one
Yeah, but if what are they else they can do? Null is probably, I think, the only villain who would really give them a run for their money. Who would really be able
Yeah,
to.
but the thing with Null is like that would take a lot of backstory, and also I
Yeah.
don't think Venom alone could beat him unless they
No,
depower the
no.
hell out of him.
Marvel
it
what
took
if,
the
don't you?
it took the entire it took both the X-Men, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four to
the
beat
entire
Null.
planet of heroes to like take him
Yeah.
out because he's literally a god. So
Well, that could give. Well, that could give Venom a reason to maybe. What if Null is responsible for the destruction of his universe, and that's why, and it forces Venom to flee to the MCU.
I think they don't want to do that. I think they're going to try and keep as many Spider characters as they can because
I know, but that would you got
Raven's coming up.
Yeah,
They
but what if?
did
But that movie
Morbius,
might.
which-
But if that movie
That was on
tanks too,
Netflix.
yeah. But
And
think,
like the horrible thing with the Madam Web.
yeah, that movie is done.
Can't believe like they did a kind of a bait and switch for the trailer. Like you see the girls in their costumes, and it's only in their flashbacks or flash
Yeah.
forwards that you see them in costumes.
Yeah, I don't think
actually
they are not in their
big
costumes. Yeah, they're not in their costumes for more than a full minute. Like less than a minute of time in that movie are they in those costumes. That's how bad
Yeah, I
it
don't think
is.
they ever get powers either, do they?
No, they don't. We only see them in the future, which makes it even worse because
And then like Ezekiel's kind of an idiot, where he's like, okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Ezekiel-
kill these girls before they kill me, but by killing them, I kill myself. It's like,
Yeah.
Here's a question.
like, yeah, Ezekiel.
What kind of,
Go ahead, Thunder.
what kind of series, cartoon or animation series from any of the Marvel comics would you actually like to see? For me, it probably would be either Exiles or Generation X.
Exiles would be
Exiles would be great. I'd love
Would be
X.
fun.
Yeah, I would totally watch an Exiles cartoon.
Yeah,
Trouble
that was.
is, you'd have what, maybe one permanent character, and then over the course of the series, this one just suddenly disappears, or his time
Dies. Like most of them end up dying, so
Most of them,
they
yeah.
have to.
Not necessarily. Some of them get sent back to their own. I'm actually still reading that.
The team has changed so many
The
times.
only
That
Yeah,
actual
it really
person you
has.
have is Morph all the time, and Blink. They're the only two you actually.
that's not actually Morph.
No, I don't think that's more.
Morph died, and that's actually Proteus as thinking he's Morph.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, it's complicated, but that's kind of par for
What?
the course.
Well, that went on for. I think that was still going on when I was.
And then they killed off a bunch of other characters, like that one. Who was it? Like that female fire user that was like with the lesbian Spider Woman MJ character. Like she got killed off.
Of course.
I forget her name. Mimic, I think, got killed
trapped
off.
in some worlds for like years at a time, and then they started their
don't
life. And then
Know about Nocturne? I don't know if she got sent back or killed.
I don't know what happened to Nocturne.
Eventually.
I know she was probably the best character to come out of Exiles.
Yeah, I mean the character.
Yeah,
Nightcrawler.
Talia. Yeah, Talia. And yeah, she's that crawler and the Scarlet Witch's kid.
Hmm.
Yeah, I liked her. It was kind of sad that we didn't get to see more of her.
Oh wait, no.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like the guy she was with, like dating on the team, ended up in like a brain dead coma.
That sounds like their love. Yeah, that sounds.
I can't remember how far I've read into the. Hang on, what's the?
So I remember I read the first like couple of series
I
of Exiles.
downloaded it about 3 years, 3 years ago, and I haven't had time.
But that's an old series though. Like that's
2000.
God, that's gotta be like 20 years ago.
Yeah, 2000s.
Yeah,
Where is it?
but I still remember it.
It did have its
Good
moments. I
series.
will say that.
Mhm.
Volume 2 is what I was at.
Oh, there's
3.
not much in comic book news going around. I was just like looking around while we're talking. Like the
Yeah.
thing I think of was like they casted the
Where's Volume
actress
1?
for Supergirl movie.
Yeah, they cast her. Yeah,
From,
and we got
Yeah,
our
the
first.
girl from like a not Game of Thrones, but the what is it called, the prequel series, House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I don't know about her being I don't know. She just looks like
Oh,
she has that young face, so she looks like she's like almost like 13 the entire time. So it's like I might have to see her in costume when outside of that series because like she always looks super young.
Yeah.
She has like that really youthful
Malaise
appearance.
Williams, yeah. Malaise Williams. Well,
Mhm.
Maisie, I don't know how to say that.
Like
But
she just looks like she's like how some actors and actresses just like have like this almost ageless look to
like
them where like they look
Keanu.
like a certain age no matter like
Issue 36 is where I last got to with that. I've got a long way to go because I think it went on for about 100 issues, didn't it?
about it went on for a while. I think I got out of it when like most of the original cast got like replaced. Like I think it was roughly somewhere where they had a version of Spider-Man 2099 who wasn't actually the main Spider-Man 2099, it's some alternate one.
I know.
And basically they had him, they got rid of him, and then after that it was like I don't really care about this series much
they
anymore.
brought it back. Oh god, how long ago was that? They did a second volume of it, but it weren't as long as the first lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Blink in it, but they all thought I thought at first it was just original, but then they learned Blink was the original Blink from the first volume that they brought in to sort of train the new lot up. That's what I remember.
That's the weird thing. Like Blink was really popular from from both the Age of Apocalypse, where she was from, and in that series. But like Blink 616, just kind of
she's had no real impact. She hasn't really done much. Maybe she hasn't really been given much of a chance.
Yeah, I mean,
Nick was good. Well, she sacrificed herself in that, and then when was the last time we saw her after that?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
She's a character that just shows up once in a blue moon, so it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
I think it was Necrosha when Celine brought her back.
That sounds about right. Necrosha, that's an event that I really liked it when it came out, but it's kind of like an event that everyone's kind of forgotten about.
I haven't. I've got the poster right in front of me on the wall.
Yeah.
That actually X-Men, the X-Force series was actually a good one that was going on at that time.
Oh yeah, with the dark costumes with that was I liked that series.
Black Ops.
Yeah, that was definitely a better one of the better X-Force runs in my opinion. So yeah.
You had like characters like who want to stay hidden, who you wouldn't think would be killing, but then the team's taking hits, they need a healer. Oh, here comes Elixir. Oh, he's on the team now. Oh, he doesn't want to kill people. Oh, Angel's suddenly on the team.
Then Vanisher. They had Vanisher as well. Remember Vanisher?
And then Psylocke. Well, didn't Psylocke... That ran into her own series, if I remember, at the time. And she's like, X-Men do not kill. I'm like... Yes,
you're a ninja. What do you think you do?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think ninjas do?
Wolverine has like the highest body count in all of Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Helping.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Cable killed a bunch of people. Domino is a mercenary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they would.
Whoever the hell like Psylocke is now or was, like that body at least has been linked to who knows how many murders.
The teleporter's name, the one that's sort of like got the
Vanisher. Vanisher. His name is Vanisher.
Yes.
It's crazy. I remember that.
He got drafted onto the team because they gave him a tumor.
Yeah, of course. Just another day at the office.
Tumor. Another day.
Oh boy.
But
actually, there's one more thing I wanted to.
Good, because I gotta get like eaten soon because it's like almost 5:30 for me.
Sorry if I don't want to keep it for too much longer, guys. But the last thing I want to.
You're 5 hours behind. What about you, Marvel?
It's only about almost 5:30 where I am.
Yeah.
So
we're in the same time zone as each other.
Coast, yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you're saying.
Yeah, I was trying to because I just saw this this image of Superman, of James Gunn's Superman. And
oh, you mean the fake one with the shorts?
Yeah, I think so.
It's 5:30. It says it's about 3:30 there for me, US time. But
Don't worry about Thunder. We're moving past that.
yeah.
you haven't. But then again, we haven't got daylight saving time yet.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I'm trying to get an
But yeah,
image
like
on.
it's not like with the red tights and the yellow belt.
Yeah, that's the one I've been.
Yeah, like James Gunn was like kind of going off like, no, this is fake. This is not. You really think this is real, guys?
Yeah, it does.
Actually,
I'm looking at it right now. It does kind of look like it was AI generated. Kinda.
Or just really good photoshopped.
Maybe. Yeah, that too. It's hard to.
Do a new Mutants series. I know they did the movie and it didn't get much likes in it, but they should just do a new series just about all of them.
I would have loved them to just continue The Gifted. Remember that show, The Gifted?
Oh,
I never watched that one.
They ended. Oh, really? They ended it after 2 seasons.
There
That's
were a
too.
lot of like side Marvel projects I never seen. I never seen Gifted. I never saw like the Cloak and Dagger show that they made.
Cloak and
Oh,
Dagger
that's
wasn't
right.
very good, but I do like The Gifted was really good.
Yeah.
I think the one I watched, the one I actually mostly enjoyed was the Legion one.
Legion, yeah, that was good.
FX.
Sad thing too is the guy who made Legion was supposed to write a Doctor Doom script for a Doctor Doom movie, but that movie got canceled.
Oh, I think I really remember to talk about that.
Doom start to become like a magician or a wizard, magic user.
I think they kind of retconned that to be like part of his origin at some point.
I guess so. Yeah.
Because like they made it like okay, they started going into his origin, so like
don't like magic. I mean, it's like Tony Stark and the
Reed Richards.
Sorcerer
Yeah.
Supreme, whatever his name is. I can't think now.
Yeah, the thing is, this is Doom. Doom does not like subscribe to your narrow views of like
Yes.
what a saint is.
Yeah,
I
that-
can talk. What are you here?
Like if you say
Yeah.
that, he would like go like, "I am doomed. I am above such like."
Yeah.
things."
He's the guy who said when he was a god, says being a god is beneath him. That's the kind of guy Doom is.
I think that's one of the reasons why he's such a great
He's,
like villainous character. Like he's just like this huge
Victoria.
ego.
And Doom would actually probably get along. I am not amused.
Yeah, it's like I love the Doom because like he's such a great villain because like he has such this great like big ass ego, but he also has a lot that he could throw your way to back it up.
Yes, exactly. And the thing is, he doesn't all he does. He never sees himself as a villain, and he always sees himself as, you know, I'm the guy who I've seen the future. There's only one future in which humanity is free of want and suffering, and it's the future I rule. So that's kind of a
Doom.
Yeah, if it wasn't for his hubris, he'd probably be unbeatable.
yeah. That's the thing. He does lose a lot. let's not overlook.
Because it's his own damn fault. Because like
It is always his
I
own
said,
damn
it's
fault.
his hubris. It's his biggest weakness.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't Doom the one who originally
He's probably such an egomaniac that he's like, I have no weaknesses.
Yeah.
Who was Skrull though in Secret Invasion?
Yeah, he was kind of like the guy that first figured out that something was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, who was it? Was it Invisible Woman? Or...
Yeah, it was Invisible Woman who was the first. Is the one he found out was a Skrull.
Which I think he actually referenced in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon.
Yeah, he was,
He
and
actually used that whole plot point.
yeah, he
That's what
basically
I'm going with.
yeah, and he told them flat out, you know, I could beat them easily, but it's beneath me. And that thing is, you believe him. He could beat them. Like the best moment from that show was like it was the first episode of the second season where the Avengers, they all attack him in his castle, and he beats them. He beats the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Doesn't even seem to break a sweat. And he could have ended them because he says, "You're in my country. Leave now." And you know,
Where is it? Where is Loctavia anyway?
Latveria? I actually looked it up. It's actually somewhere near Syria.
Oh God.
it's really tough
It's
to
basically
it's kind of like
Syria. Like there's a place in northern Syria. Like I looked it on. There's a map you can look. There's Latveria, and next to it is how do you pronounce like Skimmery or something like
Shmakaria. It's the parts where Silver
Yeah.
Sable is from.
They're basically neighbor countries. So
Yeah, it is. the location changes a lot. Same way as like Wakanda's size changed for a while.
I've just asked my Google Hub, and it's giving me images of Scotland.
Okay.
Interesting. As probably a story behind that. I'm not sure what it is.
Did you spell it rightly or did you spell it wrong?
Well, actually, if I ask it to set an alarm, I told it today to set an alarm for 10 to 3, and it said it listed it at 10 to 5. I'm like, what?
All right, well, guys, I don't want to keep you for too much longer. I know it's been almost 2 hours. Actually, it has been over 2 hours. So,
Oh yeah, yes. We just hit 2 hour mark on the stream.
Yeah. So this went longer than I thought it would, but I do appreciate you guys for joining me. So,
Oh, no problem.
yeah, this was fun. I can't do this next weekend. I've got plans next weekend, but thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Thunder, G.
Well,
Yeah, let's do this again sometime.
next weekend, the weekend after
Yep,
that.
thanks.
Hopefully, we've all read Ultimate X-Men 1.
Yeah, hopefully, within 2 weeks we'll have a better. And 2 weeks will also be closer to X-Men 97. Maybe we'll get another trailer or something by then. So
Maybe.
we'll see. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys very much. Everyone else on who's been watching, thanks for joining in. Thanks to everyone in chat. So yeah, I guess until next time, everyone.